Can you hear me? Okay, your audio is cutting out just a little bit.
Yeah, so we have the children and the parents right here at the ProjectFUN Nigeria workshop.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Hello again. So I have before I go any farther, I have a question for the kids, for all the students.
Okay.
What's more difficult? What's more difficult, playing games or making games? What's harder? I already know the answer, but I want to hear you say it. Making games is harder. Yes, it is. You know, and really, and this is for, you know, for you, the students, and for the parents, that's really one of the best things you get out of this workshop, is you understand now how much work goes into making a video game. It is big business here in the United States. The game industry is bigger than the movie industry. There's more money made making video games than there are making movies. Tens of billions of dollars a year. It's big business, it's serious business, and it's a lot of work. So I hope you know, you've gained an appreciation of that, and obviously had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. You know, but I hope you gained an appreciation of how much work goes into making video games. You know, game budgets now, video game budgets now, are routinely approaching $100 million to make a video game. That's for the large games. That's for the large studios like Microsoft and Bungie. The good news is you don't need $100 million to make a video game. And that's the other thing I hope you got out of this, is you realize you can do it. You can do it. All you need is the right tools and a lot of passion, and you can make a video game. I hope that I have not had a chance to play your games. I'm actually on holiday right now, so I have a Macintosh computer at home. I don't have a PC, so I can't play the games here. But when I get back to the office next week, I'm definitely going to download your games. I see that you've been uploading your games, so I'm going to download those and have a chance to play them. So I'm really excited to do that and to see what you came up with. You did it. You made games. That's amazing. In 2 weeks, you've made a video game. That's really an amazing thing. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. Yes. Yeah, good. Good. You know, in 2 weeks, you're not going to become a professional programmer. You're not going to become a professional game designer or a professional artist. But you see now that it can be done, that you can do it. I hope you see that now. You can do this, and I would like to see it. You know, I mentioned these big budgets and these big video games, but as I said, you don't need to have a huge budget and a lot of people, you know, a team of 100 people to make a video game. In the Seattle, Washington area, there's about 100 video game studios. Only a few of those are large studios. The rest are small independent studios, 6 to 10 people. And that's it. And they're making games. And they're making some of the most popular games. So you can do this. It is definitely possible if you have the desire, the will to do it. And I hope you will. I would really like to see this industry expand globally. You know, it's expanded to Europe and Asia. I'd really like to see it expand to South America and Africa as well. So I hope we see some great games coming out of what you've done, and I hope you keep working on them. Don't stop. You know, you have the access to the game engine. There are other game engines out there if you want to learn a new technology, but you definitely have access to the Zero engine, and you have a little understanding now of how the scripting is done, how the art is made and included in the game. And I hope you will keep working and never stop working. And again, I say to the parents, these are the things I hope that the kids got out of this workshop. One of the things I tell parents when they come here to the DigiPen campus is that this is a great opportunity for kids to learn what they want to do, but it's also an opportunity for the kids to learn what they don't want to do. You know, we do have kids who will come in and take a programming workshop and then decide, you know, I don't really want to be a programmer. It's not for me. And that's okay. That's a good learning experience. It helps them find their path through life and through their education. So I hope that you will work with your kids and talk to your kids about how they want to go forward. And if they are truly interested in this, I hope we will be talking to all of your folks, all of the staff there, about what kind of workshops we can offer after this, because I don't want this to be the last, and I know it won't be. So I am looking forward to seeing what else we can offer and how we can work together.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mark. I don't know if students or the parents has any question for Mark, please. Okay. No, you can sit down. Okay, just sit down. Yeah, whichever. Anybody wants to proceed. So a parent has a question for you, Mark.
Sure.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mike. I'm Mrs. Chiara Timothy.
Hello.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Chiara Timothy.
Okay, he's listening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my children is here anyway, but I'm one of the parents. So I want to first and foremost to thank the organizers of this institute. I believe that for them to bring this kind of idea here, and you as well, for you to give them the authority to come and bring this kind of a thing here, it's not an easy something. We the parents, we appreciate you and we appreciate them too, because they really put more effort. To convince us is not easy. Initially, we thought that they were playing, what kind of game, whatever. Me particularly, I didn't know that they were serious, you know. I was like, beg, don't tell me, I don't know if you are serious. So the children are here now, and we use our eyes to see that they are not playing at all. You know, for you to convince one Nigerian person to do something, it's not easy. And we like the idea. We say a big thank you to you and them as well. And my question is, now the children are ready to work for you or with you. I don't know how you want it to be.
I don't know if Mark understands that question.
Sorry, do you want?
Okay. She's asking. The students are ready to work on game production. They are ready to work with MeGOLD DigiPen on game production. So what is your advice going forward?
My advice going forward is to really just to keep at it. It sounds too simple, but it really is simple. If you want to make a game, make a game. You know, you don't stop and don't get discouraged. Your first game will not be your best. I will just tell you that now and save you the trouble of learning that. But it's a start, and you just have to keep at it. It's like anything else. It's a skill, and the harder you work at it, the better you're going to get. And again, I remember when I talked to you before, not even 2 weeks ago, I mentioned, did you have a chance, by the way, to watch that video called Fail Faster? Do you remember watching that video?
They couldn't watch.
Oh, they couldn't.
They had to watch the Fail Faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the point of that video, it sounds very negative to fail, but that's not the point of the video. Is that you have to get your game in the hands of other people. In order to improve, don't be afraid to fail, because it's as I said, it's not going to be your best game the first time out. Your second game will be better. Your third game will be better than that. And at some point, you're going to cross the line from being a hobbyist, someone who makes games for fun, to being a professional. But you have to keep doing it. And I will say with that, you have to keep up your education. There is a lot of mathematics in video games. There is a lot of project management in video games. This material that you learned is actually taught at the DigiPen College as a project management course. So it teaches the kids or the students, young adults here, that how to create a project, how to manage the project, and how to complete the project. That's extremely important. And you've got a little taste of that. You've had a little bit of that skill. Keep working at it and keep putting your games in front of other people. That's really the best way to improve. You will never improve if you're the only one playing your game. You have to that's the best advice I can give you. You have to get your game in the hands of other people. They will tell you what's good and they will tell you what's bad. They will tell you if it's too easy. They will tell you if it's too hard. You will never understand that because you're too close to it. You have to get it in the hands of other people. And I think that's probably the best advice that I could give any young person, any person at all, not just for video games, but for anything. If you want to write a book, you have to write and write and write. You don't write your greatest novel or your greatest story the first time. So really keep at it, make sure you're getting it in front of other people, and you will get better because they will make you better. I hope that answered your question.
All right, thank you. It does answer the question. Thank you. There is another question here, Mark.
Okay.
There's a question here.
I have another question. The question is, if they want to come over there for the university program, is there any consideration? How are they going to do it?
I don't know if you understand that question. If they want to further their university education with DigiPen Institute of Technology, as for their undergraduates, what is the consideration that DigiPen will give to the students?
Oh, well, if they're coming over here to go to college, there's many different, we offer several different programs at DigiPen. There is a computer science, a programming a track. So there's a programming degree. We offer art degrees. We offer game design degrees, engineering, computer engineering. So that's more robotics and electronics. And we offer a music degree. And there's actually several specific degrees within those programs. So there's a lot of opportunity if they want to come over here. And we do have students from all over the world here at DigiPen. So there's no reason to think you can't. You absolutely can. I'm not the person to talk to. I will make sure we get that information to your staff over there about how to do that. But I'm not part of the college programs. I'm strictly part of the primary and secondary education. So up, here up through high school, and but we can definitely provide that information, and you can go to our website actually and get a lot of information there. But yeah, absolutely, they can come over here and go to college here. It's a great opportunity. As I said, we have students from all over the world already. We have a very large student population from Singapore, South America. We have a few students from Europe. We have a few students from India, and I don't know where else, but I know there are students here from all over the world. So if you are interested in that, it's definitely possible. I can't give you any details. Again, that's not my area of knowledge, but I definitely think it is possible.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I don't know if there is another question. Okay. Okay.
The top question I have is, what is the benefit of attending? What are they going to get for this?
Okay, what she just asked, okay, I hope you understand that.
Well, are you asking what's the benefit of the college or what's the benefit of the program they just took?
The workshop in continuation as well.
Okay, so the benefit of the workshop they just took is that they have a little understanding of what the students at DigiPen do and what they learn. Now in this workshop that they've just taken, they get a little bit of everything. They do a little bit of programming, not nearly as much as a programming student at DigiPen would do, but you get a little bit of a taste of what that's like. They understand a little bit of how art is created and how art is used in games. We don't do a lot of art in this program. We actually have separate art programs that focus on that. But they understand now what goes into that. When you get to DigiPen, if you were to come to DigiPen to go to college, I'll tell you the benefit of DigiPen, but before I do that, if you were to come to DigiPen as a college student, after your first year, so going into your second year here, you will actually be assigned to a game team. Those game teams work just like game teams in the game industry work. So it's a model that the industry itself uses. So you will have programmers and game designers, artists, musicians, all working together to create a game. The benefit of DigiPen over any other college, the biggest benefit is industry exposure. We have connections with pretty much every game studio in the United States, particularly, as I said, there's over 100 game studios in the Seattle area alone. We have a lot of former DigiPen college students who are now working in those studios. We have career days where the students can set up their game in a demonstration, and we get industry experts, we get industry hiring managers coming in to the campus to see the student work. The students don't have to go out looking for jobs on their own, not entirely. It's still very important that you do go out and look for jobs, but we also have people coming to DigiPen looking to hire students. So that's something that DigiPen offers that even a large school, like I went to the University of Washington in Seattle. It's a huge school. It's a very well-known school in the United States, but it doesn't have the industry contacts that DigiPen does. So from the college perspective, that's really the best benefit. It also has programs that are specific to the video game industry. For example, one of the programming degrees focuses on actually creating a game engine. So you learn about how to create graphics strictly through programming, not drawing them, but actually programming the graphics and how to create 3D worlds that the games exist in, how to create the 3D structure that the games exist in. Most colleges don't offer something that specific. So there are definitely some unusual programs that are focused on the game industry. We're one of the very few colleges in the world that offers a degree in game design. That's very unusual. You will only find a few colleges in the United States and around the world that offer game design degrees. So there is that as well.
Okay, there is a question here, Mark.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark. I just want to find out what programming language is incorporated into Zero, and why not Python? Because Python seems to be easier to learn. What I can see there, I think is Java. I'm not too sure. Okay, so I think Python would be more friendly for the youth because it's really easy to program with Python, easy to understand. So if it can be incorporated into Zero, I think it will make them more interested in programming. Thank you. Great.
That is a very good question, and it's one that we debate a lot here at DigiPen. The Zero engine was originally written to use Python. They found some limitations to Python. Yes, Python is easier to learn. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. They did find there were some limitations to Python, so they created Zilch, which is a proprietary language that's only used inside DigiPen. And that allowed the college students, because Zero Engine was written for the college students specifically. So it allowed the college students to make larger games and more complex games than Python, than their implementation of Python would allow. So that's why we use Zilch. Zilch is probably the best comparison with other languages would be JavaScript or ActionScript, which is used with Adobe Flash. They're very similar in structure. The general philosophy at DigiPen with regards to programming is that any language can be used to teach the basics. We refer to it as the grammar of programming languages. You know, when you know how an if statement works, you're going to be able to take that knowledge and use any language, and you will at least understand how an if statement works. The syntax might be different, but the function is the same. Going beyond this workshop, one of the workshops we're looking at offering is our game programming workshop. That is actually taught in Java. And as far as I know, that's going to remain that way. Again, the subject of Python is one of great debate here. We are constantly reevaluating what's the best language to use. And there is some talk, there is some movement toward Python over other languages because it is easy to learn. It's very approachable for a new programmer. And you know, with the challenge of with a game engine adds an extra challenge to learning programming, in that there's a lot of specialized functions in a game engine. So you're learning the basics, but you're also learning some very specialized things at the same time. So that adds a little bit of extra challenge. That would not be solved if we switched to Python. We would still have to have specialized Python functions as well as the general programming concepts. So it's not necessarily going to make it easier with regards to this workshop that your kids just took. With a pure programming workshop, that's a different question, and that's the one that we're still talking about and still debating here. But for now, the programming classes that we teach, we have 2 levels of that, and that's taught in Java.
Another question? It seems there is no other question, Mark. I don't know if you have a final note for everyone.
My final word is go make games. Go make lots of games. And I look forward to playing the ones you've made. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be the first thing I do next week. Well, after I check all my email. I have a lot of email because I've been on holiday. But after I check that, I will definitely download those games and play them because I am really excited about seeing what you've done.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And give yourself a round of applause. You've done amazing work. So you deserve some credit for that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And good luck to you all.
All right. Thank you.